Hey there, Virgo. This is Chronic Joy Tarot, and we are doing your current reading. I would say the month of June, but it's midway through, and I'm sorry for being so late, but you know how my readings go. If you're a returning viewer, you realize that these readings are specifically for your soul's growth. And also, if you're not a returning viewer, then you can learn that these readings are designed to, at any given time, tap into an aspect of yourself that you can focus on and expand and grow. This is about your soul's progress. Not so much your daily world, not so much in, predictive or talking about others' actions or others' behaviors. This is about you, where you are now, what you can turn toward and develop. Okay? Let's see. Every month what I do is I pull one oracle card to give us guidance on a topic. And this month it's Soul Coaching by Denise Lynn, which is perfect. What your soul wants you to know. I love this. So for you, Virgo, as I was meditating on you, off camera and shuffling, the thought that came to mind was, have some fun. I'm not sure why. If some of you may feel like things have been a little serious, that is one of the things that came to me intuitively for you, Virgo, is have some fun, right? Just let loose a little bit. And then I pulled your oracle card, which is have courage. Live passionately and courageously. So I'm feeling that not only is it a really great time to just let loose and have fun, get out there and go for it with that sense of courage, but if there's any particular thing in your life that has you feeling uncertain or a little fearful, or just kind of stuck and not wanting to go forward with it, maybe mostly probably because of fear, because I like to quote, some of the great teachers, Marianne Williamson being one, that tells us that underneath all of our actions, underneath all of our intentions, they are either being driven by one of two things, love or fear. And it's within all of us. Fear isn't just this outward, facing fear isn't just an outward act of bravery, right? Being fearless just means to fear less, right? Because we all have it. We all have that at our root. We all have love as well. And we can shift our focus and choose to come from a place of love at any given time. It just takes that level of awareness. It takes that, tuning in to your inner self. The spread, the Zen Tarot spread that we're using to clarify this feeling of living your life passionately, getting out there with some courage, is called the Flying Bird. The spread is a 7-card spread. We have a starting point, a point of liftoff, and then we move through the wings and come to a new level of awareness. So as it pertains to facing some of your fears or anxieties and going forward, with your courageous self, as it pertains to that, the first card is integration. So this is important. The thing that I'm getting from this right away is, yes, we have fears, and yes, we have love. And those seem to be opposites, but they're both true. They're both within us. They both exist. Integrating and accepting those seemingly polar opposites in our lives. You have the snake there eating its own tail, the yin and the yang. You have the eagle and the swan, the sun and the moon, right? It's all, highlighted by that crown chakra, that lotus coming out of the crown chakra, which is your connection to spirit, and seeing the bigger picture, seeing that maybe this accomplishment that you're wanting to tackle, but maybe a little bit hesitant to do, is just one aspect of the whole picture, right? So yeah, you could set off to face your fear and get through something that you've been wanting to tackle. You could set off to do it and then have an unexpected result, have an unexpected response to your first step, right? That could send you in another direction. That could send you, oh, well, maybe I don't need to be as afraid of this, but let's focus on this and hammer this out first, and then we can go along down the path, right? There's a bigger picture at work all the time. And getting to that place where you're grounded in that realization and you're open to both sides of anything, right, is a really beautiful, powerful place to start with. And that's where you're starting from. So either you've mastered this, Virgo, where you're seeing the bigger picture now, you're pulling it all together, you're integrating your within and your without, and you're integrating, mind, body, and you're letting it all be there. This is a great starting point. If you haven't quite mastered that and put any thought into that concept of letting everything be as it is, and be valid and be truthful, even if they seem to be opposites, then maybe it's time to turn toward that more softened way of seeing things, because things are not black and white. There's black and there's white, and they're both true, right? Things are not good or bad. There is good and there is bad, and they're both true. So I like this starting point for you. The next card is an internal energy. The left wing are all internal energies that are within you that you may or may not share with others. And the right wing are the external, how they show up in your life. This first internal card is called the fear of flying in the Flying Bird spread. And it is a potential block to your progress. So as it pertains... oh my gosh. Okay. So, courage seems to be the theme of the day for you, Virgo. It doesn't mean that you are... this doesn't mean at all that you're not brave, that you don't take chances, that you're not, courageous, that you're not powerful. This is just an opportunity to focus on those things that are blocking you from your progress. And I love the story of this card because it talks about the little seed that is deep, deep within these boulders. And it's sitting down in there in the dark with its hard shell protecting it, covering it. And for all it knows, it could just stay that way and stay protected and stay sheltered and not experience anything but being protected by its shell. However, when water starts to get introduced, different elements, water and sunlight, the shell starts to soften. And we start to, and the seed, starts to soften and change shape and become something else. And then a little sprout comes out, and then it begins to reach toward the sun, and then it gets watered again. And pretty soon that little seedling is a flower, a beautiful bloom. And it had no idea, by just allowing its hard shell to soften, what it could become. So I like this approach. This is not a be courageous and go forward and kick ass type of a feeling for you, Virgo. This is allow other energies in, allow other possibilities to be present, right? The integration card says that. Allow for something other than your much needed self-protective state, right? We need to protect our hearts. We need to put up barriers at times, but allow for something else to exist with that, and possibly shift and change the shape and the density of that protected space. Okay, this is beautiful. I love. There's an opening coming here. In your external life, having that sense of allowing for it all and letting your little protective barriers kind of be influenced by something else that isn't, just staying open, right? Allowing for that. Look what it brings to you. Success, immediate success in your day-to-day life. This could be just a very simple, intangible sense of success. Like, I needed to speak up about, my coworker's habit. They tended to click their pen too much. I'm going to be very superficial here because this could be anything. It could be very deep for you, but I'm wanting to give you something to realize, to base it on. It could be something simply as that. They click their pen too much. It drives me crazy. First of all, I'm going to acknowledge that pen clickers are part of my experience, and it's okay, right? I'm going to integrate all of it. But I'm also going to, find a gentle, loving way to share how that affects me. I'm not going to snap and say, stop clicking your damn pen, right? I'm going to say, I notice that you click, I notice you click a lot. Does that give you comfort? I'm really noticing it a lot lately, or whatever. And then maybe that puts an awareness to that person, and they don't realize they're doing it. It could be subconscious. And then they think, oh, okay, I'm going to make an effort to click less. Do you know what I mean? Like the success could be very intangible and very slight, or it could be something major. If this, goal of yours, or this act of courage that is required at this time for you is involved with something major, like a major relationship or a career move, you will find that it's right for you. It's right to, soften your stance a little bit and allow other influences in, and then feel your way through your next steps. You'll find that you're freed of that sort of, constrictive energy that had you feeling like you needed courage in order to move forward, right? Because usually what happens when we have fear, or even if it's the slightest bit, it's constricting. And when we feel love, there's an opening, right? A receptivity. So you'll find that that's softened. You're going to know that your simple act of softening that stance and finding the courage to move forward is going to pay off. And then look at what it's going to do for you within. It brings harmony between heart and mind, between your intuition and your soul, mind, body, spirit. Harmony your emotions will align again. Sometimes when we hold on to, we're hesitant to move forward because of a fear, it compounds and it builds up and it becomes more than it needs to be. This is a very human quality. And sometimes when we just make that little shift, right? Allow for it all, be kinder to ourselves when we're feeling fearful, allow for that to be there, and then take a step, right? Have less fear, be fearless, right? Then it has an effect on our emotions. It has a balancing effect, right? You might find that you're quickly, after you feel this breakthrough, you'll find that you're quickly in alignment again within you, which is beautiful. Because then you have this sense of equanimity that you're traveling through your life with, and nothing can really, shake you if you get to this point. The next external energy, oh, look at that. Once you feel that sense of alignment, it's cause for celebration. This is an outward joy. I love that the success and the celebration cards are both in your external positions, because tuning in to your internal needs and aligning those things up and making sure you're making room for all of it within you, what you perceive as the good or the bad, or the bravery or the fear or whatever, allow room for all of it. Be kind to yourself in that way. It just brings you to a state of pure success and cause for celebration and, loving life no matter what, raining and pouring out, and these women are dancing it. They're just enjoying it. They're loving it because, rain is, a beautiful thing as well, right? Instead of when we always want to have sunny days or something like that. There's always cause to enjoy, especially if it's soul work that we're achieving. It's a beautiful reason to celebrate. The final internal, look at that. And it's at the top of the line of the internal energies is the completion card. So you will, and this puzzle figure that final piece that's going in is in its third eye. So this has to do with your intuition, your higher awareness, and you are, look at that, courage to soften out your little protective heart brings you into alignment and brings you into a new level of awareness. And feeling like you've left some of this cause for fear behind, and you're able to close that chapter. Love it. I love the way these cards are progressing for you, Virgo. They're just perfectly in alignment. The final external energy and sort of the overall message of this reading is the card of aloneness. I love this. This is not loneliness, right? This is empowering. Loneliness is the absence of another. Aloneness is the presence of yourself. And this is the perfect position in this spread for that card, because you are from this starting point of being a little, softening those edges a little bit and allowing for influences of life to kind of move you along, and finding, moving through little fears is going to bring you to this beautiful sense of, I did this. Like, I mastered this on my own because I tended to my heart, right? Not closed my heart off in protection and fear of being, of being injured or being harmed. I tended to it by allowing it to open a little, to be softened a little, to try something different, to move in another direction. This is a beautiful, beautiful spread. I love this for you guys. Okay, Virgo, I'm hoping this reading helped and resonated for some of you. Check your moon and rising sign if it didn't, or, put a bookmark on it and come back to it later when you feel it's time to address this issue. But like I said, my videos are timeless. They can be for any of you at any given time. I happen to draw in the energy of Virgo today, but really any or all of us human beings can gain from this intuitive wisdom. Okay, I love you guys so, so much. Thank you for staying with me. I know my videos have been less frequent. I've tried to do 2 a month. In the last several months, I've only been able to do 1. It's been pretty extreme in my day world, my day gig, my real world job, the one that brings in my income. Really extreme. So I'm hopefully seeing the light pretty soon. But on the other hand, it's very good to be busy as well, I guess. All right. I love, love, love you guys. Talk to you soon.